The Don McLean classic American Pie has an awesome bass line originally recorded by bassist Rob Stoner. The bass line is through composed, which means that it doesn't really have anything that's repeated throughout. So Rob Stoner really improvised this bass line as he went through the song. If you factor in how long the song is, over 8.5 minutes, then this is a really tricky bass line to learn. In my last YouTube video, I demonstrated a simplified version of the bass line. So if you want an easy version, if you want to cover this song with a band or just play it through, then check out that video. In this lesson, I'm going to show you some of the parts of the original bass line. Now, I've made a note-for-note transcription of the whole Rob Stoner bass line. If you want to check that out, there's a free transcription. Just click the link below in the description. Put in your best email address and I'll send a copy to your inbox. That's in standard notation and tab. First of all, I'll just briefly chat through the main form of American Pie. So there are 6 sections. The first section is the intro. The second, third, fourth and fifth section have bass in it. And then the 6th section, which is the outro, doesn't have bass. Because this bass line is so long, I'm not going to teach you the whole thing. That will take hours. So I'm just going to dip in and out of the bass line and show you the kind of feel and the gist of it. First of all, I'll show you some of the bass line from the first section that bass comes in, which is kind of like verse 2. So each section has a long verse in 2 sections and a chorus. Now the bass line uses some of the original rhythm that I showed you in the simplified version. So bat, 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 bat. Okay. Also has a kind of quarter note, 8th note groove as well. I'll just play a little bit to give you an idea of the rhythm. Okay, so it's a nice kind of running 8th note groove for the most part. Now this bass line is made up of a lot of triads. So triads are just arpeggios like root, thirds and fifths. Okay, so it's important to look at the chord type to know whether you're playing the major or the minor triad. Okay, so it's just looking bar 3. We've got this bass line here. Okay, so these notes are C, E and G. That's just C major triad. Okay. Then in the second line, the third bar on D. Okay. So that again, that's just a D triad, and then we're just stepping up the scale. Okay, so D triad. Okay. Let's look on this A minor bar here. We've got that minor third. Okay, so this is just A minor triad. Okay. Root minor third fifth. We've actually got the 7th in there, the flat 7th, which is the G. That's actually A minor 7 arpeggio. Okay, just the notes of A7 arpeggio. So make sure that you look at the chord type, then you'll know whether you're playing a minor or a major third. And there's lots of triads throughout the bass line. If you're enjoying this video, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel by clicking the red subscribe button on the bottom right hand corner of the screen. And if you click the bell and select all, you'll get notified as soon as I release a new video. Now another thing that I can notice throughout the bass line is the use of kind of like maybe muted notes or just tapping on the fretboard lightly, just to kind of fill in those rests like this. Okay, and kind of hear that, so you can do a little bit of that if you want in the rests. We've got lots of scale patterns. Okay, if you look on this 4th line near the D, okay, that's actually, that's just a minor E minor scale starting on the D. All right, and the last 2 bars, we've got this nice bit here. Just stepping down, D, C, B, A, G. Okay, what I would do there, because we've got the slide, is is I go to the 12th fret, and then the G of the next section, just start on that G on the A string and then shift back down there to G on the 5th fret of the D string. We've got some sections where we've just got 4-beat notes, like the end of the 4th line. So just on E, 2, 3, 4, D, 2, 3, 4, E, 2, 3, 4, D, 2, 3, 4, then. Okay, there, I'm going to play that A minor bar. So this is on 1, 2, 3, the 5th line. I'm playing it kind of what's called backwards. Instead of playing it here, I'm playing it here so I can stay in position. Okay, so a lot of this bass line, you're kind of shifting around quite a lot. There's not like one place to play it, one perfect place. You're shifting around quite a lot. You're kind of shifting from here, and sometimes we've got high Ds and stuff, so then we'd have our first finger on D. Sometimes we have our a little finger on D, and we'd be playing it on the lower part of the fretboard. Okay, so I've written a tab part, but it's up to you where you play that. Okay, if we carry on, we've got this 16th notes here. Okay, that's really fast there. Okay, I'll now show you some more interesting parts from the other sections. This is in section 2, bar 92. We've got okay, so what we're doing here, we've got a nice slide to the B. Okay. Alright, a nice walk down there again. So that's a pattern you've seen before. It's a descending run starting on D. This is another run on D that you'll see a few times. Okay. That's just really based on a, we've got the 6th in there, but it's based on just a triad, an arpeggio pattern. Okay. And you'll see that throughout the bass line. The articulation is fairly short on these notes, but we've got some even shorter notes, some staccato notes in the choruses. All right, this is the second chorus that we play. Okay. So on the transcription, you'll see dots above the notes, just means short or staccato. And we've got a tie there. Okay, this is bar 124. Okay, so that kind of stands out because it's quite different. I'll just play the whole of that chorus. Okay. Okay, so it's got that, another tie there as well. Okay, there's a nice run on A, bar 144. Okay, I'll play it from the bar before. Okay, so that's just stepping up. That's what I call a blues walk up. So just playing A, then the 3 frets below D. Well, I hope that's given you some of the ideas of this original bass line. Download the free PDF and you can work through the whole of the bass line. So as I said, it's through composed. There's nothing that's really repeated that's the same. So it takes a while to learn it, but you can get some of these ideas from it. Then you could try the simplified bass line from the last video. You can check that out here or click the link below in the description, and you can add in some of these nicer parts from the original bass line and come up with your own bass line. And definitely use the simplified bass line if you find this one a little bit too tricky to play. Well, I'd love to know what you thought of this bass line. Let me know by leaving a comment below. If you've got any iconic classic tunes that you'd like me to look at, then also suggest them below in the comments, and you never know, I might make a lesson on them in the future. If you felt you got value out of this lesson, you can always buy me a coffee. They're $5. The details are on the screen here, or you can click a link below in the description. Also, you can really help me out by liking and sharing this video, leave me a comment, and also subscribe to my channel. If you check out my website gbshed.com, you'll find details of my courses, my bass books, my bass membership, one-to-one lessons, my merch. You can buy these t-shirts. There's loads on there, so check that out. That's gbshed.com. This is Greg from Greg's Bass Shed. Hopefully see you very soon in the next video.